I bet you a 1-year supply of Axe body spray that you have no idea how this video is going to conclude. Take a guess, seriously, I dare you. Get wrecked, innocent bystander. You can't just be loitering around all willy-nilly on the sidewalk during a high-speed cow chase. Anyways, if you did guess that correctly, reach out to my manager and I'll have him deliver your year's supply of Axe body spray. Listen, guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Brainworms. You know the drill, right? People be crazy. I'm gonna start off with 2 clips I saw this week regarding kids in school getting their phones taken away and how that leads to insane behavior to the point of there being a case involving pepper spray. But before we do that, this video is brought to you by the new Brainworms merch. That's right, there are 3 new designs hitting the shop today, including this one and 2 more you're probably seeing as overlays right now. That's leonlush.com/shop. These are going up at my Evergreen shop I have over at Bunker Branding. It's a shop that's run by my good friend Matt Carricker. I'm gonna try to keep some new designs coming out, a little bit of steady flow for you guys. We're gonna keep those up, nothing exclusive. We're just gonna be trying to pump some decent Brainworms merch into the store so you can get a piece if you wanna support this channel. This one's got the restraint and poise down here. I've heard a lot of people comment about that little phrase in the comments. So I listen to you guys when you chatter in the comments about little things that have happened over the years. Speaking of restraint and poise, these kids definitely could have used a little bit of that in their altercations with their teachers. Let's take a look.
Oh, Mace? Nah, Mace is crazy. Nah, Mace is crazy. Nah, she just faced it.
Mace is crazy. He's not wrong. In a school.
Nah.
She just pepper sprayed me. Give me my phone.
Oh, another little squirt for good measure.
God, wait. Hey. Can I get my phone? I need my phone.
Over the phone is crazy.
I need my phone.
Look at this nigga.
I need my phone. Pepper sprayed. Okay, give me my phone. She said okay. Can I get my phone? No, you can't have your phone.
Watch out, man. Don't go in there. Watch out. Don't go back.
I need my phone. Can I get my phone? That's my phone. Can I get my phone? Not right now.
I mean, so many layers to what's going on here. I could make an entire series of videos around phones and how much they mean to us and how they've become kind of an additional appendage to us. You and I, we're not immune to this kind of addiction and constantly wanting to have it be right next to us at all times, right? But I think sometimes these kids take it to another level to the point where when you're at school, I don't know what the rules are, right? At school, I'm sure certain classrooms, certain schools in general have specific rules around phone usage. I know it's a huge problem, probably a problem that's impossible to mitigate, so they do their best. In this case, the teacher looks like he took this into his own hands, took the girl's phone, and her response was to pepper spray him. So this tells me a couple things. The first thing is that when you take the phone of a young person in high school, it is like an assault on them, right? This is their personal property. It doesn't matter even if it's against the rules or it's distracting them. They will go as far as to pepper spray you. Hey, I mean, I'm sure there's been cases like this all over the place where kids will go to great lengths to get their phone back because of we're just so addicted to it being on us at all times. Not to mention phones now have a lot of personal, private things on them, right? I'm not suggesting that this teacher's gonna go through the phone. It's most likely about this idea that you're not supposed to be using it, you're distracting the class while I'm trying to teach and educate. But all that being said, if I'm the teacher, man, like, I don't know if I'm taking kids' phones at this point. I don't know what really is going on these days at school. I am not a teacher. I have friends that are teachers, God bless them. I can only imagine how difficult it is as someone who is, spending a lot of their time trying to create a classroom environment for kids to learn, how difficult it is to keep kids' attention these days because there's just a million things pulling at it at all times, especially if these are allowed in the classroom. Again, I don't know the rules. This might be from school to school. We'll dive a little deeper, but first take a look at this one. Same situation, different scenario.
To these days.
What's school coming to these days?
Oh shit! Yo, gotta go get him. Go get him.
Bro, give me my phone. Put my shit right here and give it this, fam.
So the first guy got pepper sprayed, still wouldn't give the phone up. This guy got a little throat choke kind of shove, immediately folded, gave him the phone right back. And I don't blame him. Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not trying to get in a physical altercation. This teacher has no room to do anything, right? You tried to take the phone. Maybe the class was getting a little unruly. Clearly, that was a personal assault against this young man to the point where he cleared your desk of your items, shoved you, and demanded it back. What are you going to do at that point? Does it suck for the teacher? Yes. Is this kid a complete shit show and should be taught a lesson? Of course he should. But in this day and age, this teacher is better off just giving him the phone back and keeping your job. Because Lord knows if he responded to that shove or kept the phone and caused this kid to go even further somehow and it created a huge issue, who knows what could happen. There could be a racial angle to it. He could lose his job. Like, it's just a complete shit show. I don't know how teachers do it. And honestly, I feel like with videos like this going viral online these days, I can imagine there's a lot of people that wanted to get into teaching maybe 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, and they're just like, is it even fucking worth it anymore? Honestly, I know a lot of you guys that watch me are probably teachers, and I'm curious to know what goes on in the classroom these days. How do you deal with the constant attention suck that these kids have on their devices? How do you get a classroom to focus on what you're doing? Obviously, there's a lot that goes into that, but it is difficult. These people spend their lives trying to create a classroom that facilitates learning, and it just has to be so hard. I think the public education system is antiquated in a lot of ways. I'm not going to knock on it because I don't know enough to really give a solid opinion, but the way technology has increased exponentially over the last few decades, our education system cannot keep up. And there's already so many places that are underfunded. I'm just spitballing here. I could make a whole video on this topic, but I'm curious to hear from you guys that are teachers in the comments about what you would do in this situation. As I was reading through some of the comments on this one, I saw this and it kind of resonated with my thoughts as well. It said, kid is a shit show, no doubt. Teachers nowadays should have done what they did when I was in school. Let the kids who don't want to participate sit in the back of the class and focus on the kids who want to learn, who do want to learn. Instead of taking the phone, he should have told the kid to put on earphones and do whatever he wants on the phone as long as he does not bother the rest of the class. It's a lead a horse to water situation. It is not the teacher's job to make that kid learn. It's just to provide him with the opportunity to learn. I kind of agree, just as a knee-jerk reaction. It is not this man's responsibility to force everyone in that classroom to learn, right? And if you spend all your time trying to deal with the people who are clearly not there to participate, you're doing a disservice to the people who are willing to learn and, do the coursework that you have provided. So yeah, shitty entitled kids that can't separate with their phone for more than 1 second without having an absolute meltdown. I get that angle. And then there's like, as the teachers, if you're taking these kids' phones, are you doing too much? Just fuck them off into the back of the class. Let them do what they want and try to focus on the kids that are there to learn. All right, enough of the heavy societal issues. Let's get into some classic, lighthearted, crazy neighbor property line dispute bullshit.
You can put that on your side of your side.
This is my side and this is my
I can do anything, but you put the fence up, I can do anything I want. It's bordering. So I will cut this down.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Oh, yes, I will.
This is my
Why aren't
property.
you putting it on your side?
This is my property.
No, it's not your property.
Yes,
You
it is.
rent. I own. There's
This
a big
is
difference.
my property right here.
This side.
You rent. I own. I'm not sure what the rules are, but if she's paying the landlord to live there, I assume she still gets, her fair rights when it comes to the property that she's paying for. Now, I'm curious to what in the world is she trying to do here? She's got like a fence that's made out of a screen, and then she's trying to like staple a plastic to
On
it.
your side.
This is my property.
No, it's not your property.
Yes,
You
it is.
rent. I own. There's
This
a big
is my
difference.
property.
Looks like
right
an
here.
all-around
This side, I can do
disaster.
anything I want to it.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
That's your side.
No,
right there.
this is my side. This is my property.
Get out of
So
here.
if you put it on this
Get
side,
out of my freaking face.
No, it will come down. I am
it
objecting
won't.
to this.
No, it won't. Get out of here.
I mean, that was a good still frame to stop it on. I would also be kind of pissed if my neighbor was putting up that piece of shit sideways screen door with a garbage bag stapled to it fence like looking thing in my driveway. What is even the point of that?
Hit me, hit me, hit me, and I will press charges.
Yeah, and I will too.
Yeah,
Leave my shit alone.
you're not putting it on this side.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
This is what life is all about, You've spent so much of your life kind of alone and sad. You get to the ripe age of late 50s, early 60s, and you just spend your days making garbage bag fences and getting in disputes over property lines with your neighbor. Like this is what it's like to be in retirement, and I cannot wait. We have to find a way to bring back purpose to people's lives, because when that gets sucked out of the equation, you have shit like this. People arguing over the semantics of a property line in the back. It's tough to watch, but it's mildly entertaining, and that's why we do it. I hope they were able to resolve this catastrophic disagreement without anyone being hurt. Okay, so here we have a classic dog park territorial dispute.
Do you realize if your dogs hurt someone, they're dead? Someone needs to come here.
From what I understand, this woman in the skirt here
Your dog's in a locked car with the windows up? Huh?
has a dog that's very aggressive, and there's been previous incidents at this park with her dog being aggressive towards other dogs. So this kind of pact of probably normal frequenters of this particular dog park. No way, Jose, get that shit out of here. We don't want an aggressive dog in our park, and it's not going so hot.
Stupid ass. I said to her, I go, it's not about me. You can call me all the names. You can spit on me. You can poke me. It's about your dogs. Stupid ass.
Spit on you?
And my dog was with another dog, and he was fine.
Lady, your dog has attacked a lot of people.
Listen, I don't know much about dog parks, right? I've had dogs in the past, and I lived with a few dogs with my ex. All I know is that I'm not trying to get on the hit list of the middle-aged dog park frequenters, right? If you get X'd off that list, you're screwed. You're living in the city. There's not a lot of places to bring your dog to let him run loose. So if that goes south, you're toast. I'm sorry. This lady right here got the ball thrower, the fleece on. She's got the, like the Yeti mug full of bone broth, probably. She runs the show. You can tell, probably the leader of the HOA in her association. You want to bring your dog to the park, he better not have an incident, and you certainly don't spin on her. You're wrecked going forward.
Something the people down at First Street talk about you on Bayonne Talks all the time. Come on.
And do you care about your dog?
You need to do what's right by your
I'm
dog.
waiting for the police because you smacked me. I'm going to show you.
Stop yelling. If you care about your dogs, which you clearly don't because you're abandoning them in the car. No, you shut the
Shut up!
gonna
Just
die.
shut up!
That's why your dogs are gonna die. They're gonna hurt someone and be put down. Do you want that to happen?
Shut up!
No, you shut up.
I'm waiting for the police.
Let them come. You've got she's got witnesses, honey. You don't.
Let me see how crazy you are.
Okay.
Watch.
I'm waiting.
Watch. Where do you live? Go sit your ass over
I already took a picture of her license plate.
You watch your mouth, bitch.
No, you watch your mouth, bitch. You watch your dog. You just abandoned them.
Because I'm not going anywhere until the cops come.
Yeah, it's classic. It's always the one that's going completely unhinged that wants the cops to show up, because for some reason in their brain, they feel like they're, being ganged up on. It's a tough time in the age of the cell phone. It's a tough time to be a crazy dog owner, You just, back in the day, you could just go to the park, your dog could kill a little poodle and whatever, and there's no one there to film it. Your word against mine, right? But now you can't be a crazy dog owner anymore without getting filmed at even the dog park, your safe space. Where are you going to go after this? Yeah, you just, man, tough times.
I saw her and I heard her spit in your face.
Yeah.
She spit.
I like where she's like,
That woman spit in her face.
she also
No,
leaves her.
your dogs attacked my dogs. Both my dogs got bit.
My dog did nothing to you.
So who's this guy in the green? Like a park attendant? Certainly not the cops. But these women immediately started babbling to him. She spit in our face, and her dog's head is falling off, and he's biting everyone. He's locked up, dying in the car now. He's gonna die. He's gonna get put down. This is crazy.
I said something to you, didn't I?
For the police because she smacked me on the face.
Oh no.
No, she didn't.
I have it on video. She did not.
Her dog threatened people. They're all police chasing after people in the park. They're screaming.
Oh,
Jackson, what do you think?
she's turning on the frantic tears. So right out of the playbook of unhinged person freaking out, she turns the waterworks on and gets hysterical at the end. I think that's always just a combination of them, like maybe they start to come down a little bit from their emotional explosion, right? All these feelings, and they freak out and they're kind of blacking out in their own mind and just acting erratic. And then as they start to come down, they realize how insane they've been. And so like this wave of like regret sweeps over them. And then also they realize they can't bring their dog to the park anymore because you spit on the lady with the ball thrower and the Ugg boots. You know, she's not letting you back. So now you're excommunicated from the local dog walker community. You can't bring your dog to the park. And you've been caught on camera being a complete sociopath for 3 minutes. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. A little bit of restraint and poise goes a long way to make your life easier. Being able to control difficult emotions when faced with a difficult situation is a superpower that is totally undervalued. And I think if we brought back a little bit of emotional control in our society, people just slow down a little bit, learn to chill out, relax, and try and enjoy life and not live so fast-paced. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be doing this shit. You wouldn't be dealing with these types of things. As far as the phones in the schools go, and you know the kids and taking it away and then getting the pepper sprayed, I don't know. That one's that's fucked. I got no solution for that. We are a few years away from Neuralink. We're not even going to have phones anymore. That's just going to be put right into our brains. So you're not going to take that away because it's going to be right in there. And it's all going to be like this. In our view. At that point, public schools probably won't even exist and everything learning will just be downloaded into your brain anyway. So, you know, no one's going to have jobs because AI is going to replace all that shit. We're in for some, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be no shortage of Brainworms content over the next couple of years. And I'm so excited for you guys to be here along for the ride with me. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments below. Be sure to stop by the shop, see if there's a design you might like, and then stand up out of your chair and hip thrust that motherfucking like button for me. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.